Welcome everyone to the Freestyle Cast. I am your host Matrixlord212 and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello.
All right, so it's really fun when we do these casts because doing the everything show with you guys and stuff, Vaughn talking about video gaming, really gets me excited about buying more games.
Like I said,
Not that I have enough.
That's one of the reasons why I would like to get the PS4 because I had a PS2.
Yes.
Then I can't remember why I didn't get the PS3, but I did have PS2, and Ratchet and Clank was one of the ones that I played. And oh God, I think the neighbors knew when I played it.
Yeah.
They also know when something wasn't going right.
Right.
And
so
I don't know why, but yeah. But I really
I am enjoying it, and the fact that I'm doing different things in my life now where I'm walking, losing weight. I've been losing a lot of weight lately, and you can tell in my face, and you can tell, and I lost about 30 pounds now compared to what I was, and you can definitely see the difference. Me slimming down. Besides that, I'm doing things that I love to do, and the things that you got to do in life. And I'm not trying to make this like a motivational video, but
yeah,
you have to do things in your life to make you happy, and making you happy is making you happy, not anybody else. So the whole world could be against you and you being happy, but you got to ignore the world. You got to be happy. And I'm happy playing video games, and if I'm happy playing video games, that makes me happy in life and in jobs and everything. And it's not just video games. If I'm happy writing, if I'm happy, whatever I do, you got to do things to make you happy. That's going to motivate you and make you positive to accomplish things in life. And if playing video games and doing podcasts is going to make me accomplished to do better things, everything else.
Because when you're doing the video games, you at the time you may not realize it, but then you start realizing at some point in time, later on, you go, "Oh my God!" When I was playing that game or that portion, it gave me the idea for going this direction with something,
and it took your stress away too.
Yes, it did. It definitely took the stress away.
You forget about your real life problems. You go play. You try to do this thing. It's a stress reliever. It definitely is. I'm playing Bloodborne, playing all these games, and people are like, "Oh, Matrixlord, you got enough games?" No. It doesn't affect. Listen, when I've been buying games, these games are not expensive.
No,
I mean, some of these games are $20.
That's pretty much roughly the same amount they cost when the Atari 2600 initially came out.
I mean, the thing is that these games, what I do is I'll do a thing that like Ben does the swag box, right? And I'll get a gift card and I'm put it towards a game, or I'll do a survey thing, I'll get a thing, and then I have my credit cards to use, and I mostly buy them with my credit cards. I mean, I don't have like the cash on me to just buy a game, so I'm using my credit cards. But you know what? I'm paying my credit cards, and it's not like I'm going into debt like you need an intervention. I mean, look, people don't understand, and I mean, hopefully my kids will understand because they don't realize it. But when I was a dad to them when they were younger, I had tons of games, right? And as time went on, we were playing games, and then they played games, and I wasn't really into. I stopped playing games. But you know what? I'm the same person now that I was before. They just don't understand that. They don't get it. That, oh, Dad had games before, tons of games, and now he has tons of games. This is who he always was. But they don't get it because their whole life, I just was being a dad and gave up some things to be a dad. And yes, I'll play with them playing games, but I wasn't playing in my free time because I was working and I was this and I was trying to make money for them, So now me going back into that, to me, it's timeless. Like, I don't see it by years or decades.
No.
To me, it was like yesterday. So if to me it was like yesterday, that's good enough for me. It doesn't have to mean that it was 10, 20 years since I've been playing games regularly. So probably 20 years, whatever. But the thing is that I pick it up, and you know what? I'm good at it again. So like the funniest thing is Joe was telling me when I was first that they weren't crazy about me getting games again. Like, it was just like a thing. I don't know if they're bothered by it, whatever. But the thing is that Jody said to me not to get Bloodborne because he's like, "Oh, Dad, you're not like." They didn't really think I'm good at games. I won't be able to. I'll die left and right, and they make fun of me. But you know what though? I should have bought Bloodborne at first, but I didn't. I listened, which I shouldn't.
Yeah.
When I was playing Uncharted, I went through it 6 hours. Like, I mean, look, Even if I died multiple times, it was on one sitting, you know? So I learned to get confidence that I'm good at some things. And now with Bloodborne, if it was dubbed by my kids as the hardest game ever, guess what? I'm going to beat the hardest game ever. So
I griped so much at this game. It's called Wet.
Was that exclusive to Xbox?
No, I think it was also for the PS2, PS3, whichever.
Oh, yeah?
Whichever was up. There was a scene in there. It was a free fall scene to where the plane blows up, and you had to pretty much free fall and skim past, pardon me, fuselage and other debris. You had to hit this like a window about like this big. I know it's bigger, but nonetheless, say about this big. You were off by just a hair. Boom.
Wow.
She falls. Right. Finally, that was the game that, thank God, I didn't have to. I can't remember if I had to go in late or I didn't have to go in at all. That was the game that I spent till 3 o'clock or 3:30 a.m. trying to get past that one scene.
Wow.
Yes, and because the last time I looked at my clock, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I look at it again. I go, I gotta go to bed.
I gotta give you a little Matrixlord212 trivia. When I first got my first video game system, Atari 2600, I was little, but I was allowed on Christmas to stay up late and stay up overnight because I was off, whatever. And as a kid, I played Pitfall.
Got it.
All throughout the night. I didn't go to bed, and it was off. And you know what? It was okay because it was like Christmas break, whatever.
Yeah.
And I never really did that. My first ever gaming experience of playing it straight through, like playing it, like kept going, was Pitfall. The first Pitfall at Activision. And since then, I knew I was going to be a gamer. Like just boom, being so good at stuff and games. And it's one thing to have like little, trinket games, but to have my own system, have my own Atari, play Pitfall. That was the game that was the first game ever that I played the longest, didn't sleep, maybe 24 hours. I don't even know.
I forget mine. But yes, I still have E.T.
Yeah. And it was the first time ever that I actually went to bed in the morning rather than, regular sleeping. That was one game I did for. E.T. I remember too. That's
They had the Atari Force, because I remember that much. They put out a comic, because they adapted Defender. I know I'm going in the wrong order. Defender, Berserker, Galaxia, Phoenix, and there was one other. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. To this thing called Atari Force. And it came with a little comic book as well. And I played it, played all of them, and I got all the comic books.
Yeah.
And those were fun.
I actually tell you, to give you a little heads up, I ordered another game. I ordered the Atari Flashback. I think it was Volume 2. I couldn't get Volume 1, it was sold out, but Volume 2 is coming this week, and I'm probably going to get Volume 1 when I get my hands on it. I love playing my old stuff.
Yes.
I love playing my Super Nintendo and all that stuff. I also love the new stuff a lot.
But there's that's what I always think is funny is the fact that we've got all these games that combine the modern day technology. But you ask anybody, and they will literally go, yes, I like playing the original NES, or I like playing the original 2600. Because if you think about it, those really did not. I don't want to say they had achievement levels, but you could literally play for hours without those things ever ending.
Yes.
And they got Challenger each time, because I also remember playing River Raid.
Yeah.
And
River Raid, me and my dad played that together. My dad didn't like video games, but he loved that game.
I remember having Last Starfighter.
Yes.
For whatever, and the things got tougher and tougher and that's the whole thing. And to me, that's what a video game should be: is it gets tougher and tougher. And if you think about it, at the same time, they didn't have cheat codes for the original 2600. games.
Yeah. I got to tell you, like, I just love video games, and I've always did. That's the whole thing. It's like people don't like, I don't know why. And again, I'm not going against anybody. I'm not bashing anybody, right? I'm of the person of like the live and let live, right? So I don't get it when like people get upset like that I'm doing the things that I used to do. Like to me, it's always in my head. You having a vision of how you are, right? I always played video games. I always bought tons of video games. If my kids, let's just say, right, that they got to see the past, right? I had 107 PlayStation 1 games. Okay? I had a lot of PS2 games. When that stopped, it was PS2, right? So, like, I just stopped for games for a while.
And the PS2, even though we had the PS3 and that coming out, the PS2 game actually was still out and about for the longest time. They still were making games for that. Because that was actually the first video game system with a DVD player. And that's half the reason why people even bought it. They could have cared less that it could play games. They were buying because you could also play DVDs on it.
Now, PS3, I was kind of out of it because I didn't really phase out of the whole thing. And even PS4 was out for years. And I kind of. So the thing is that me going back into games heavy, right? This is who I was always before you saw me make 6,800 videos. So me going back into something that I loved, I pick it up like riding a bike. Like, you know what? I'm getting to know the controllers. I'm getting to know the thing again. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought
that's the one thing. Sorry, that's the one thing I always did with video games later on is I'd buy a video game and I never read the instruction manual on how this key does this. I probably played it for a while and then finally go, okay, I'm curious. Okay, that's why I'm not doing anything. But,
so like my kids, the most of the time, like when I raised them, I played games with them, but like the video games, but I didn't do it on my own without them. And I just worked. So I guess when I got into this whole thing and I bought myself a system, they were all upset about it because the thing is that they each got a PS4, they each got a VR, they both got Vitas. I took care of them heavy when it came to gaming, right?
Yeah.
So they became gamers because I was a gamer, right? And they liked the stuff I like because I introduced them to that, right? That's just great. So they're an improvement of me. But the thing is that now that I'm going back into doing what I did before, they're kind of in shock. Because they're like, well, wait a minute, the dad we know, he always, bought us stuff, paid bills, different things. They're 20 now. They're going to be 20 and 18, right? So you're not here. You're never here. Like, like I see whenever, right? Life goes on. I'm doing my own thing now. Like, this is what I'm doing. What I used to love going to wrestling. I used to love watching wrestling, and I gave that up too when the kids were little too. I gave up a lot of stuff that I loved, but I also did things that I always dreamed of doing, like writing books, and me slimming down now back to the way I was, and even more so, I'm going to get back to where I was, or even more than that. I'm going to be thin like a toothpick, like I was for a long time. And this is life happens, and then you gain weight and you go through trauma or you go through whether you struggle or it could be tragic or whatever. And for a while you get into this funk and maybe you gain weight or whatever, right? I'm losing a lot of weight and people are like they're like, oh my God, there's something wrong with this, because they see me as the Joe that was overweight. They don't see me as the Joe that was thin all the time. So like me going back to that way, it's like yesterday. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm going back to the person I was, almost like I'm looking younger too, you know? And people are just like freaking out, like, oh my God. And some people love it. I mean, some people are happy I'm losing weight. Some people are happy I'm taking care of myself. I'm getting my teeth done. I'm doing all this stuff. Like people made fun of me plenty of times on these videos with my crooked teeth. And now I'm starting to like fix everything. They're like, there's going to be nothing anybody can complain about anymore because it's going to be a whole new me. But my hair's growing back to levels that it's healthier, and I'm not losing my hair. It's growing back. I'm happy about, like, I'm aging backwards, which is fine. I'm a Time Lord. Okay. So this is why, and some people literally are, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but some people are freaking out. And it's like, why should you? Who cares if I play games?
Yeah.
As long as I pay my bills, as long as I do my responsibilities.
So long as you're happy, so long as you're making
What
yourself
is
happy,
the problem?
and so long as it's not, so long as you're not affecting somebody else, so long as you're not abusing somebody, they should be happy about.
I'm getting thin, so now I'm gonna have to get new clothes because obviously the stuff that I'm wearing, like even the last shirt, it's like extra large, and I'm gonna have to go down. My face, I mean, you can tell, like I'm super like thin, and even everybody look, they stop. Joe, I'm like, yeah, hi, you know, like, what's the matter? Like, you're okay? Like, you know, you look great, but it's like, so I'm still a little pleasantly plump, but I'm losing it, and everybody's seeing it.
I know well about that one.
I got to tell you, I think it was Christmas time or was before that. I took a picture with my friend from the dance studio, like for her thing, right? And I saw how I looked, and I was so embarrassed about the way I looked. You know, Alexa, she looked fantastic, like, but I looked terrible, right? And I said to myself, you know what? I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like that. I don't want, if this is how people see me, that's, and you do a thing in your head, and you're like, well, what am I giving up? I'm not drinking soda like that. I'm not, you know, I wasn't even eating pizza every day then anymore. I was like, Sharon was making stuff healthy for me, like salads, and I was starting to do all these different things. Now I drink more water and everything. And you get to a point where only you can change you.
Yeah.
And you're looking at you like, I want to be who I was. I want to look like who I was, you know, and it's starting to happen, and people are getting freaked. And you know what? It's fine, but I can't let it get to me. Like, I want to be thin again. I want to play games again. I want to have a car again. You know, I want to have a one job rather than 5 jobs. I want to do more books, and things are going to happen. And yes, there's going to be haters. There's going to be people pissed that I'm improving myself. I don't care.
Oh, geez, all those strings on my violin just broke for all those haters. Damn, I don't know why. What happened?
So sometimes in life, you just got to ignore everybody.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Ignore them and trust your gut. And
listen, you could even have family. As long as you know what you're doing, you got to just take away people's power. And if it makes you happy,
gives them that power.
If you're gonna make you happy, then be happy. That's the only. Don't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Because you give them the power to take your happiness away.
And it affects you too. And people are like, oh my God. People will comment to me. They're like, why you only do 1 kiss? You know, you're doing 10. Even the other guy made fun of you. You're doing 10 a day. Now you're doing 1. Are you listening to them? I'm like, no, not at all.
No, I had the damn time.
No, it wasn't even that too, Scott. It was the fact that I had upper respiratory infection. You know, I was sick.
Yeah.
And also too, what I've been going through in the past week or so, personally wise with family, I've been not into it. And if I'm not into it, I'm not going to do it. So now I'm into it. Now I'm back to normal, even better than normal. And expect some things on this channel. Expect to see tons of videos. Expect to see tons of games besides the Bloodborne. And you know what? Haters are going to hate. And they're going to all come out in droves angry that Matrixlord's new and improved. And they're going to hate it because now it's going to be double the efforts. So you know what? Bring it. But I mean, other than that, the Real Hooligans cast also, I've been thinking long and hard about it, right? And we're going to do our best. You know, I know it's hard, but we're going to do our best to focus on the positive of the Real Hooligans, of the Doctor Who. Of course, what the negative happens, we're going to report the negative. But I see that...
We're going to try to steer clear of the negative.
I see that some people who really love the Real Hooligans cast are getting too negatived out by it. And I don't want to create that environment. So we're not going to change who we are, but we're going to focus on stuff that makes us positive for Doctor Who, for now. And then if stuff happens. So I promise, like, I felt bad Chad was upset about, you know, things lately. And subscribers and people bother me. Like, it's always welcome comments. Sometimes, you know, I'll listen to everything. Sometimes people are hating, sometimes people are not. So I do take it under advisement. I know when people hate him, when people are looking to make a name for himself and other things. Chad was genuine. Chad's been a loyal subscriber, and I tried to talk to him because I was like, explain to me what you don't like about the Rehovians. Like, why are you feeling that it's getting too much for you? You know, and again, we're going to be who we are. We're not going to be, edited. Yeah. We're not going to be whatever. But sometimes you got to listen. And I do think that, we're not going to become the 10 out of 10 club by far. And I'm not going to change my ratings. But I'm going to focus on why I buy all the Doctor Who stuff. I have a Doctor Who shower curtain that every time I take a shower, I'm taking a shower in the TARDIS. I have Doctor Who friggin' all utensils. I have Doctor Who toys. I have Doctor Who shirts. I have Doctor Who comics. I have Doctor Who magazines. I'm buying Doctor Who Titans. I'm still into it. I love Doctor Who. So I need to show people that I still love Doctor Who. I need to show the good things about Doctor Who. I need to get people to like Doctor Who and get into the new Doctor Who. And besides having the pages, I need to...
just because we're upset, we're just simply upset about how things are going with Doctor Who. And that, like any fan would be. And you'd be the same way with
you get in a rut. We were in a rut.
Musical artists. It's just like sometimes they put out an album that you're not that fond of. That doesn't mean you don't like them. It's just that you think they could do better.
Right. We get in a rut, and I felt we got in a rut too. But you know what? As the leader of this group, of this channel, of this group, of all you guys, like, I need to lead by example. So you are right. Take it under advisement. We are going to have the Rehovians Cast 1300, which is going to be huge. I'm going to have unboxings. I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to have new stuff, and you're going to be happy. And we're going to have reviews, and we're going to have things back in the day like we used to. And I'm going to flood the channel with the Rehovians Cast very soon.
Shove, I'll even pull out my old recasting of the original Shada.
Yes. So get ready to embrace the past. Just like Matrixlord used to be thin, is going to be thin again. Just like I was into video games, I'm into video games again. The Rehovians Cast is going to be great again. Ooh, I went there.
Ooh.
Ooh. Take care. Bye for now.